leave it on the state desk audit. Go to their homes and pull their laptops and their hard drives from their homes, and see what's going back and forth.
Sure, who they've been doing business with, whether they're working or golfing.
Working, golfing. Who's paying for the golf outings?
Which is the key.
Yeah, who's paying for the golf outings? Which we saw in Treasury not too long ago with the Payco debacle.
Right.
Well, you know, I was the one that put the names to the investigation, and I paid for it. They paid for it, and I paid for it too. That's why things that happened to me did happen to me. That's why I'm saying I'm going to be back, and I'm going to continue my job as a reformer.
Right. So what kind of capacity could you see yourself in as a reformer? Is it at the head of some kind of 527, or is it writing your book, or is it some combination of a few different things? I know you said you never would want to subject yourself to running for office.
Yeah, I there. Who knows? Maybe I'll start my own group, watchdog group, and guide and aid the next administration, or with the current administration. I mean, if they wanted it, and let's go in there. I mean, and work with the legal teams that are there, and seek these people out before they retire,
before they run off with all the money.
Right, and they leave, and then it makes it that much more difficult. They're there. Some have left. A lot of them are still there. And stop it. The specifics and detail of it is very tedious, drawn out. I'm sure your viewers wouldn't care to hear it. But from my experiences in Treasury and Human Services, I can guide whoever's listening the direction that they need to go in. And again, I still maintain a lot of friends in state government who are still frustrated and would be a good ally to continue this trend. Ray Roeder from the 1033 is someone that has been screaming about this for years.
Right.
I've had many conversations with her about it. She has a very adversarial relationship with senior management and Treasury because of their, grip on the institution and continued frustration from state employees. State employees become complacent and disenchanted, and so that in times they seem lazy. And it's not that they're lazy; it's just that there's no avenue for them. There's no upward movement. It's stagnant. And
you said before, it's a system that doesn't encourage people to reach their full potential.
They should put on top of every state application looking for sheep, because anyone who has their own thoughts or ideas or is ambitious, you will be cut down.
Right.
They will cut you down.
They're looking for cogs in a machine, not leaders, reformers.
Right.
People to think outside of the box.
Exactly. Go along and get along. Collect your paycheck and shut up. That's not me. Obviously, you can tell from
right.
But that's not me. I'm if I see an injustice, I go after it. I'm not really a union guy, but I became a shop steward because I saw this, and I was like, no. I mean, what they're doing is wrong. And they're costing taxpayers millions upon millions of dollars. That's not accounted for. It's not accounted for.
And it's something you've had a unique perspective on, and I would assume that you hope as time goes on, I know we said before we couldn't talk about the book, but you hope to kind of give people a different perspective of you, in the way in which you've been maligned, you believe, and the ways that you do think you can change the system. So hopefully that's something you think you can get out there in the near future.
Well, as
you continue this dialogue with the public.
Well, as an example, I could use myself.
Right.
And that could be a guide for the other departments in the state to follow. And hopefully that this corruption ends. You know, but it is a real problem. It is an extreme problem. I mean, could I see myself going back in the state government, you know, in policy and planning, or something to that effect? Yeah, absolutely. As a support staff, you know. And again, I don't like to be the guy on top, but I generally find myself more comfortable as being the support person right behind them. That's what I could offer.
Right. Are you worried that this taint? Because, and I think this is the perspective a lot of people have of you. They think that you yourself are part of the corruption. That's their view. Are you hoping that you can dissuade people otherwise?
I think the Attorney General dissuaded the public. The fact that they were not able to make me a subject or a target of an investigation. I can thank Senator John Adler, who is an institutional muckety-muck, okay, for causing all that to be thrown my way. Okay. Again, he's part of the problem. He's not part of the solution. And the Attorney General spoke volumes in their non-action. So people can believe what they want. The facts are the facts. Things happen to me because I came in with an agenda, and I was going to dispose of or expose more corruption, and the powers that be were going to stop it. It blew up in their faces somewhat because it drew attention to them because they didn't realize the lengths that I would go to clear my name. And I'm not done clearing my name. Hopefully, like these avenues with your blog will have people asking questions, and that's good for me. As long as they're asking questions and to find out what will really happen, then you know that will, I say, the truth will prevail, and good things happen to good people.